YouTube, good morning. Welcome to the Saturday Morning Rant. I am Miss Tia, and this is the I Am Miss Tia show. Come
She
on.
says she's been bitten from head to toe.
I don't know what been chewing on me, but I know I'm ate up on me. Watch how she up to score her number 4 play focus.
Good morning. Excuse me, my light blowed. The one that's over my head, the office light, right? So it blows. So if I look like I'm in the dark, I am. I'm only working with one, and it's the one right here. But anyway, it'll work. Hello, everybody. Once again, make sure you got no lipstick on my teeth. I am Miss Tia. This is the I Am Miss Tia show. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. I always start the show by saying, this is the I Am Miss Tia show. I kind of make this up as I go. You can tell I'm not funded by anybody. This is the I Am Miss Tia show, where over here I talk hip hop. I may even talk political. Sometimes I feel it in my spirit to do so. So I may even talk about that. I just talk about my love for music, hip hop, this is an opinion-based show. I tell everyone, listen, charge it to my head and not my heart. Listen, I use celebrity news, views, whatever going on as a teachable moment to have a conversation with my community. So yeah, when you come over here, I am self-funded. My black job provides all of this. Speaking of black jobs, in the time we're in, listen to the people. Don't let entertainment, and what you see in front of you fool you. Go and get you a black job. Try to get you one that got insurance. You know what I'm saying? Medical, dental, some kind of health benefits, any of the sort. Because while you are working and out here, you want to be able to survive, right? You want your mouth right? Your feet. Those are the things that's important on a man's body. His feet, right? Because the blood flow up. The blood go up. Right? So you got to get to the doctor so you can keep your feet right. You want to make sure your heart right. In the black community, a lot of things try to follow us concerning family curses. So you got to be good with your health. You want to kind of get a job that's going to allow you to go to to the doctor and, keep your health up. I'm one of the people who always push. I'm always pushing for a job. Like, I hate people who think that everyone's supposed to be this entrepreneur. Woohoo! Yes, that's exciting. But everybody do not have that drive or that gift to do that. So it's okay for a lot of us to get on a black job. I said it. So we can provide for our families. But anyway, that's just me joking around, but I'm very serious. It's very serious. Plus, also, we're coming up in the time. This is for the young mothers and the fathers. Insurance, life insurance. Sometimes coming where we come from, we don't have inheritance, right? So get you a nice insurance policy. Try to get you one on the high end. So if anything happened, your family will be okay. Nothing's wrong with thinking ahead. And I think sometimes, we don't promote that kind of living. So, me, sometimes when I feel it, I just tell it how it is. So make sure you get prepared. I think so a lot of the women call themselves bad bitches. But if your house ain't in order, oh no, you're not a bad bitch. So let's work on that. Anyway, let me quit with the foolishness. Great topics today. Let me run it down. I'm talking about the Wale album. Plus I may talk about I saw some podcast interviews. I may hit on those. I don't know. I was looking at the Megan Thee Stallion case. Even the battle rap world kept me busy this week. I ain't gonna lie. I've been over there in the battle rap sector. They kept me entertained this week, and it was amazing. It was amazing. So I may hit on that. First, let me start here. I was watching the Megan Thee Stallion case. First of all, shout out to the young men and women who's down there at the courthouse reporting back to the masses what they see. So I'm watching all of those channels too. I'm enjoying a lot of people's channel. Who did I see? I think I was watching a guy, Denot. I think his name is Denot. I like him. He's very well spoken and he kind of delivers the news in a different way. You know, everybody's favorite. I think I saw the Amon guy. I watch him. And it's a young lady. I'm so sorry. I can't remember your name. I watch her video because she come on first to give us the news very quickly, straight out the courthouse. So I watch her too, right? Very interesting. But it's also interesting to notice everybody that's down there reporting are the people who maybe contribute to Megan's pain. As I watch a lot of those YouTube influencers, right? A lot of them were some of the people that would talk about her situation to the point that I wouldn't so much as say bully, but on the cusp of bullying. But I find it amazing to see those people down there investigating. But anyway, I come home off my black job and I can't wait to hear what the news is today. So Megan is my niece. And I do believe sometimes YouTubers or whatever we are doing with this new thing called black media, sometimes we can go too far. And I think this may be another eye opener for creators who reports this kind of news. So I'm very careful also to how I talk about entertainers and artists, because I don't want to get to the point where I'm bashing or killing careers, right? You know, some of y'all need a good career killing. I ain't gonna lie now, you know, because you've been leading the people crazy. So, you know, sometimes we got to get a little crazy. But after you hit, you got to come up off of it. You know, you gotta hit it, then come out. Ain't nothing wrong with giving a strong opinion, right? Because I give strong opinions. I do. I give strong opinions. But then I don't stay there. You know, I don't stay hidden. I give my strong opinion and I back off because you have to, or it'll put you in the corner of harassment, right? I think Megan said something about bullying, right? So you gotta really find your medium into reporting, or it could become like harassing. It could. So I'm watching. Shout out to Megan. I hate that she's in this position. And to the creators, we have to be careful how we display our love for this art or these artists, right? Because some of it is becoming obsessed, right? Because I think the young lady she's at court with, it was a lot. It was a lot. I kind of looked over there at her sometimes and I would say, ooh, she's kind of heavy. So I kind of see how Megan ended up going this way. I remember, what's that album? Traumazine. One of my favorite albums from Megan Thee Stallion. Traumazine is a great album. I think a lot of people overlooked that album, but that album was very great. She had a song called NDA, and she talked about it. She said, if you guys don't stop, I'm gonna sue. So I think Megan kind of told a lot of those content creators this is what she would do. So I don't find it surprising. And then I hope they don't. Because if you listen to the album, she talked about that and a lot of that Traumazine album. To me, one of Megan's great albums. Traumazine. It's a great album. Another person I seen in the news, crazy, right? Brian McKnight, right? Ooh, honey. If you haven't seen the Brian McKnight interview, go over to the Antoine Daniels channel. I like Antoine Daniels. Sometimes he kind of give me the red pillish guy, but I really like him. Especially when he do his panels, right? His panels are very good. You know, they be arguing about the women and the men. Yo, man, suck. Women suck. You know, he kind of do that, right? But anyway, he had Brian McKnight on his channel, like a one-on-one interview. Man, to hear Brian McKnight talk about how he literally hates his family. He never was in love with his wife. Marrying her was something he was maybe forced to do. He even went so far as to say he married his wife so his mom can keep her position in the church. Excuse me? But that's how far Brian McKnight went on this platform, tearing down people he created. Listen, I don't know the specifics of his relationships with his wife and his children, but from my point of view, from the seat I'm sitting in, Brian McKnight is really, he kind of regrets making that family. Is it me? He's kind of like, I really didn't want this family. It's crazy. You know, sometimes men, oh my God. This is why I think I heard a statistic said most men are not happy in marriages, but they would stay anyway. Man, listen, this is to the men. We don't want you to stay if you ain't happy. You know, it may hurt, it may sting for a minute, but if you're not happy, don't suffer, because you don't want this kind of interview once your husband leave you. You know, you like, wait, now you could have left now. You ain't got to get out here and do me like this. So it's hurtful. The culture. This is the culture, honey. The culture. This is how we look. I say this all the time. I use things in the news as teachable moments. This is us. This is us. When I'm looking at the Braxton family over there talking about how they slept with each other boyfriend. That's the culture. That happens. It happens, honey. It's the culture. I look at the finesse 2 times in his mom. The culture. It happens. And speaking of finesse 2 times in his mom, finesse very talented. But to hear his mom taking the stand or the platform to talk about a child, crazy. Mom, you better not. You better not. I don't got that kind of mama though. My mama was never my friend. My mom have always been a mother. So I don't have that kind of mom. But anyway, it's the culture. And it's crazy. Who else I saw in the news? Pras from Fugees. The Fugees, right? I hope I'm saying that right. Pras from the Fugees, one of the best group in the 90s. Ooh la la. Ugh. Lauryn Hill, Pras, and why I can't never get Wyclef. My mind leaves me. I know these people, but it leaves me. But Pras, 14 years being a secret conspirator. Crazy, right? Oh my God. Did I write some on Pras, or am I just going off my head? I think I'm just going off my head right now. But it's crazy. Pras was this kind of spy, right? Who are these people? I'm really learning that a lot of these people are not Black America. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. But Pras, 14 years, one of the most famous groups in the 90s. To this day, you put on Fugees. The party is going up. But man, crazy, right? Crazy, right? 14 years for being able to, people was using him to spy or get close to big entities in America. What? Who are these people? Who are these people? I'm just an old Southern gal from Alabama. You know, I'm self-funded. Did I tell y'all that? Okay. Speaking of foreigners, right? Wale, excuse me. I didn't do justice with this. I just listened. I didn't really pay attention. I'm going to be honest. I was never really a Wale fan because I just wasn't. Maybe it was because of the region. But you liked a couple of songs. I'm not gonna lie. I like a lot of the songs. I like when he did Tony's. That's all I ask of you. He redid that a couple of years ago on one of his albums. I love when he did it. He have a history of playing with a lot of 90s kind of instrumentals from some of your greatest artists like Tony. I think in this album I heard Soul to Soul, however do you want, however do you need, right? I heard that. I heard a lot of songs he played. I think I heard something like that in there. He really played, to me, I felt like this album was kind of like a it was a go inspired, I think I said this, it was a go inspired melodic, right, kind of R&B type, right? Maybe that's still under the umbrella of hip hop. You know, we're coming real judgmental right now. It's still under the umbrella of hip hop, so that makes him a hip hop artist. I don't know. I'm not on that committee. I don't know. But it was good. I heard a lot of cadence in that album. I heard Rick Ross cadence. And I think I heard in the interview he talked about how he was kind of going for that. Because I think he was on that label at one time. So I thought that was cool. You know who else I heard? And I don't know if y'all know this. I heard PM Dawn. Y'all remember PM Dawn in the 90s? They was kind of this hip hop melodic kind of group. Hold on. I'm not going to say the words right, but I'm finna give you the tune. Da 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 you. PM Dawn. You know, you got to really know music to remember PM Dawn, right? It gave me that. It gave me neo soul inspired, right? Could that be because he's from the DC area? I don't know. Also, I heard a lot of his Nigerian roots, right? I just found out he had Nigerian roots, right? Parents from Nigeria, but I think he was born here, right? So he really tuned into that. I don't know if you paid attention. It was a song on the album. It was blah, 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 like, hey, it was giving that African feel, right? I don't know if you paid attention, but I don't think a lot of people paid attention to that. But I heard he kind of sat in his Nigerian route. And the kicker is he went country, honey. He went and grabbed Shabuzi and he did a country song called Lonely. So to be honest with you, he was kind of tapping into a lot of places. He went a lot of places. Is that hip hop? I think so. Under the umbrella anyway, right? Okay. Anyway, so I liked it. He went country. I liked it. I thought it was cute. I thought overall the album was cute, and I hope that's not offensive, but it gave me hookah lounge, right? If you at the hookah, if you at the lounge, you know, sometimes when those girls get off, we like to go to the bar and get a margarita, right? And so you would love to hear a Wale song come on, you know, that get you right. By the time you have your cup of margaritas and your martinis, you go on home, right? So it gave me that feel. I kind of like it. Shout out to Wale. Great album. Next topic. Battle rap. Let's go here. Cause I could have went somewhere else, but I'm going to go here. The battle rap world took me in this week. I was entertained. Jay Mills versus Goods the Animal. Oh my God. Listen, I was sitting over there on the battle rap porch all week. I really enjoy hanging out with the battle rap people, right? Jay Mills woke me up early this week, clowning, right? I think I wrote a post on X and I said, Jay Mills is running through the battle rap streets like a wolf in a chicken coop, honey, tearing off heads. He was versus Goods the Animal, right? Crazy. I really felt like finally the battle rap world kind of took a moment where they was elevated in a different place. I don't know if y'all remember, but I think I reviewed the Murder Mook and the Hitman Hollow's battle, right? And I gave it to Hitman Hollow. I know a lot of people probably looking at me crazy from the battle rap world because you missed the point. I think Hitman Hollow was saying we're not elevating. Right? Let's elevate. So when you saw the Jay Mills come in and he was like, we gonna rhyme on these beats. We finna do it this way. It showed who could last, who could play in the arena and who could, even though Goods translate great in the raw arena, right? The acapella version where he can go in and he can spit that way, right? He could not sustain when it came to him having to get on the music type of thing, get on the beat and make that work. So I think Jay Mills kind of showed the difference of artists. He kind of showed, I'm in this league and you really can't F with me over here. Now, that's not to say that if Jay Mills have to come back down into the original format of battle rapping, how would he do there? And I think he got a couple of battles where you've seen him, he's able to maintain, but it's different worlds. But I think Jay Mills really elevated the battle rap world. If it wasn't number for a couple of minutes, it was great. I enjoyed it. Oh my God, Goods is kind of one of my favorites. I think I've talked about this before. My favorite always been T-Rex. I think I talked about this before. You know, I told people that I loved it. Shuni the Rapper, right? Those were some of my favorites. Lux, those are some of my favorites. Arsenal. Who else I love? And I love QB, the Black Diamond. She was my favorite long time ago. So, you know, I always kind of been in tune over there. But to see Jay Mills cut up this week, it was great. It was great. Great music. So hopefully he put those album out, like if it's ain't nothing but a compilation album or something. He put those songs out. Even Goods, put those songs out and see what you guys can get off that, because that is the raw setting of hip hop to me. So you talking about commercial and raw. Battle rap is kind of raw. It's kind of authentic. It's kind of raw. I really liked it. So shout out to the battle rap world. Y'all kept me entertained this week. It was crazy. It was so good. You kept me entertained. I really loved it. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me get back to this. The last topic, because I got to get up out of here. I got to get to work. Listen, the Nav Green guy, right? And I think the podcast is called Broken Play. If I'm not mistaken, are they under the 85 South umbrella, which is cool, right? It shows that 85 South putting other people under them. That's great. I love that about that. The Nav Green guy, he's over the, I guess he's the host of the Broken Play podcast. And this was in the YouTube streets in the news where everybody was saying how he didn't like the northern music. He couldn't understand the wordplay. It was too much. He liked music that's dumbed down. And you had a lot of people was about to run with the dumbed down statement as the South being slow. Like, I saw it. I was sitting back watching people, and a lot of people really wanted to grab hold to that dumbed down statement and kind of correlate with the South being slow. Listen, this is something that all the different regions, the other regions anyway, say about the South. You feel like the South is slow, they're dumb, they can't get it or whatever. So it's no respect there, right? So I think with him saying the dumb downing of the music and people wanted to run with it, I think it was, I think the wordplay of what he was saying wasn't the definition of what everybody was saying. When you in the different regions, to me, it is a different beat and a different tone when it comes to where we are in this world, right? Especially in America. If you in the North, sometimes the region, the tone is more fast paced, right? Everybody knows this. This is nothing new. So the pace is fast when you're in New York, you know, right? The West is kind of like this kind of beat, right? And so the South is kind of like, right? So I think a lot of people miss the moment and they took it and try to take it where they wanted to take it, when it was so much as him saying that, you know, in our region, we kind of like at a slower pace. It doesn't mean that we're dumb and we're stupid, but we kind of like at a slower pace, right? So I think everybody kind of took that out of, you know, and ran with that and was finna do something with that. I watched a couple of YouTubers and I was like, oh, really? It shows how when Andre was like, the South got something to say, because to me, I think he was saying, y'all ain't respecting. And I think that's one of my arguments too when I'm places. I always say the South don't get respect. And it's true, it doesn't. You know, and it's one moment, one sound, one word, y'all taking and y'all running. So even though Nav Green, the guy and the people who was on his podcast, that they didn't said that they referred a certain type of music, right? And a lot of people was upset. Now listen, I'm one of those people who I like our music. Once again, my dad was a DJ, so I heard everything. So I like northern, east, west, south, midwest. I like all music because I grew up in a house that loved music. But you got a lot of these people who they only like their region. They're from the South. They only like this. To some of them, Future is Michael Jackson. It's just what it is. I know that's like to me too. I'm crazy. What? But to some of those people, especially they're young, they don't know the Rakims, the Rod Bases, all of the people who's the founders of this thing that everybody love called hip hop. So when you get in the new kids that's coming up and they're speaking from their point of view, we got to try don't be offended. And we got to get in the teacher moment, get in the teacher phase where we able to show them, hey, this is the founders of this. And I think that's lacking in this genre of hip hop. We don't teach. We think they supposed to know, but they don't. Right? I said this before. That's why when Garth Brooks walk out on the stage, the country crowd go crazy because they know the importance of the elders, the elder statesmanships of their genre, and they respect it. Once again, the culture. The kids don't even respect the elders in the Black culture, period. So imagine what the music would be like, right? So that's something that maybe we need to talk about too. The respect of our culture. And we don't have it. But anyway, listen, I gotta go. I hope the show was great. I tried to, like I tell everybody, I tried to use my show and my platform as a teachable moment to have a conversation with the community. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.